that's true. A lot of times people are afraid of venture capitalists, are afraid of having other individuals in their business, are afraid of giving the power and or control of their vision away.
Mm.
What would you tell someone with regards to making that choice or decision? What made you decide to go that route? Usually the question I ask right here is, how did you start your business? Did you bootstrap? Did you get a loan? How did you go about financing, and then why? So we know that you took the venture capitalist road. Why was that the
Well,
choice for you?
it's a little bit different for me because at first I financed out my own pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but now that the business is like the vision of the ministry is growing, I now have to tap into people to get money from. Look, I tell people this. I think it's two phases to answer your question. It's two things you have to consider when you're doing this, and when I'm speaking to this is outside of the ministry front. Where you're sitting with the guys from some of the largest hedge funds in the world, or some of the guys from the largest family offices in the world. You need two things in that, and this is what venture capitalism affords you. It affords you a network and access to their Rolodex. Because I think when you're starting a business, you're so concerned about money. Um, a guy told me this a few months back. We were talking, and I'm talking to him about this is what it's going to take to run this ministry for the first year, and blah blah blah. And he was like, "Well, you don't need it all today. Like, just worry about what you got to get today."
Ooh, that's good.
And I was like, huh. So, it kind of takes me back to, when I look in the Bible in Exodus 16 and the Jews, lament over not having enough money. And the Lord said, look, I'm going to give you manna from heaven, but just take what you need today. So, you have to get a mindset of, meeting the needs of your business today and figuring out a way to, organize the needs and the customer base of your business today and then take that out. But to adequately answer your question, I think the one thing that you have to look at when the benefit of having people with money, fund your business is they have a greater degree of influence. Also they have a greater Rolodex. I mean, I think it's a lot easier to get more money when you got those kind of people. When you're, I worked for a finance firm where we had, one of the largest bond fund managers in the world on our board. It was increasingly easier to get money when they see him on the cover of the Financial Times talking about your business.
Absolutely. How many people do you have on your team right now?
It's 3, so fairly, it's a ministry. So you keep it. I think in the early phases, you got to keep your business as lean as possible.
And I asked that because I know when I was looking at venture capital for Kosaya early on, some of them were, they were interested in my team size. Do you have a founder? Do you have a co-founder? Do you have this
Yeah.
position? Do you have that position? And as a startup, sometimes you don't have all those positions filled. So,
I think when you start looking at that, they're looking at that in 3 phases, right? So the first phase is we're looking at that from an expense phase. Um, they're looking at that also from an issue of management and control. I've worked at businesses that, where you got, a founder and a co-founder, and then they fall out with each other. Now you got a VC firm that's $20 million into this business. You got a founder and co-founder that aren't seeing eye to eye, and now they're exposed for $20 million. And then also they're looking at it for their ability to impart some type of direction and control. Because I mean, even if they're not a 51% owner in the organization, if they own 20%. That's still 20% that 1/5 of your business that they have a say in.
Oh, that's true. Very, very true. Javet at I am LaNée Javet, and I just wanted to leave a quick word for you today. Something for you to think about when you get down or you feel like you're tried.